Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's Alex Belfield back in Sin City here at the Rio Casino, which is just slightly off the strip, but it's one of the coolest places to come and see lots of shows, including the Chippendales and Penn and Teller. And Michael Jackson, well, it's actually Michael Firestone. He's playing MJ live here at a fantastic showroom. How are you?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Hey, it's nice to see you. I'm so fascinated by you, what you've created and the show you do, because it seems like this is your life. I mean, you've put your entire energies into recreating Michael Jackson as a tribute. You've been doing it all your life. You've toured the world doing it, and now you're the best at it. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. But there's a lot of guys that are way better than me. I think I like watching them more than I watch myself.
Well, you're very humble.
I can't say who they are because then I advertise them. But there's other guys that are really...
I've seen other guys and they're very good, and so are you. I mean, you've got it down. There are affectations that he had, obvious ones like the dancing and the arms and the glove and all that stuff. That's the easy stuff. But it's the nuances of the singing, it's the little look this way, the touching of the microphone, all that stuff. How many hours, days, months, years have you spent watching him to get this as good as you've got it?
Maybe I started when I was like 6, really watching, and then I started studying and dancing maybe when I was 10, when I found the old VCR, the slow motion button, and you hit it once, it goes slow, it goes faster. So, I mean, I'm 34 now, so, 28 years maybe, every day.
What has the last couple of years been like for you? Because it's not been a great time for Michael or his legacy, let's face it. There he was, just before he died, about to come to England to take on this huge arena, 18,000 seats at the O2. And we got to see the rehearsals, which were in themselves magnificent, and it didn't happen. And then, of course, we found out how dark his life was, really, and how bad it had become. How personally did you take that? Do you sort of distinguish between the fact that you're not Michael Jackson and you are, or have you in a way sort of taken on who he is and his spirit?
I'm not even 2% of Michael Jackson, so, and I can't watch him a lot anymore because it makes me sad, man. I hated, I was shocked. Like for weeks, I just kind of laid around and moped around, and I wasn't really, it was like losing my father or my brother or something. So, we got the show here, and I'm very appreciative, but it's like I don't have nothing to look forward to in pop music to me. It's dead to me. It's just regurgitated Michael Jackson, Madonna. It all sounds like that stuff, which I love, but I'll just go watch them instead of the stuff that's out now, because some of the girls are pretty, but I don't think they can sing that good.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I was just talking to the barman there. We're having a great chat about Las Vegas and show business today, and I'm a guy who's only ever done this. I've dedicated my life to it, and I love it. And then I see people who earn way, way more money than me for just having a big pair of boobs, and they get a headlining show. Nowhere is it written that this business is fair. And in a way, it wasn't fair to Michael, because it was taken away from him, wasn't it, in a way? He gave everything, and it was never enough.
Yeah, he's I got to meet him, and he called me on the phone one night. I talked to him for like 8 hours, and man, I'll tell you what. I loved him before that, but I don't know, did something else. To where I was like, God, I would never yell like oh, or stuff I thought was corny until I met him, and then I was like, it all clicked, who he was and what he was about, and that just made me appreciate him because I'm a songwriter, and I'm working on a record right now, and that's what we were doing. I wrote a tune for him that he heard, and that's why he called me. He didn't even know I did this. He lied to me. He was like, yeah, I know. I said, I do, impersonation. He was like, yeah. And a couple minutes later, I heard him like Googling it, So he was really, really, really like just super sweet.
I hear two different stories about Michael Jackson. I hear that he was absolutely true to himself, and then I hear other people say that they spoke to him on the phone and he had this manly, deep voice.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So who was the real Michael Jackson is the question.
Well, same thing when you said I have the nuances and all that. That's the word, nuances. That comes from being shy. Even though I'm up there, I'm still kind of shy until I get going. That was the same thing I got from him when I talked to him. He called and he was like, hi, it's Michael Jackson, and then he ropes off. And then maybe 5 minutes into it, he like turned into Bernie Mac or something. It just turned into like this old Smokey Robinson sounding, his voice was deeper than mine.
Do you think he didn't know who he really was because he had to act so much?
I think it was just a shy thing. I really do. I think that once he got comfortable with you, he came out of his shell. Because I think everybody lies at first. I've never gone on a date and really told the truth. Like, see that Lamborghini? That's mine. I rented it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I hear all the time, and I saved up all week just to take her to that place because she was, you know, like the woman I'm with now, you know, I had to try to, like, take her to the nicest stuff. I had no money, you know. I was like, dude, I'll come back and tip you next week. So I think everybody kind of, you know, you put on a mask at first.
I literally have to put on a mask. You've seen my face and I've got ginger hair. That's not going to go down well at a date, is it?
That's awesome.
The production values in this show are incredible, really. You've got a full lighting rig and you've got a great band behind you and a good sound system as well, which I also think from a geeky perspective is quite important because he was a technician, wasn't he? He knew how to put on a show, and it would be very easy for this to look rubbish if you didn't do it brilliantly and put a lot of money and time into it.
Yeah, and like I said, it gets better we've had 2 weeks off, and a lot of that is new. I mean, we were continuing, like, always trying to get it better. I do a couple of different shows, and once it gets to the point where it's spinning its wheels, I leave. I just left a show called Moonwalker because they don't want to do it, and things don't have to be done my way. I don't mean it like that. And then some people think you have an ego. No, I don't want to. If somebody pays $70 to come see little me who lies about, you know, his restaurant, you know, bill,
can't afford to pay a tip.
Yeah, I can't get the tip. We need to knock them dead, man. I want them to leave wanting more. I don't want them to leave. I don't want them to go to the bathroom and then be like, I'm not going to go back in. And I've been in shows that, I mean, they don't do that, but I feel like we're not giving them enough. But here, this lights, we wanted to capture, you know, I'm thinking, every time I'm up here, I'm at Wembley Stadium, to me. That's what I pretend. That's what I see. Right. I see a bunch of, you know, British people, and I smell fish and chips. And I'm not just saying that because this is a British thing, but, you know, that was when I was a kid. I lived in England, and that was when the bad tour came through, man, and it stuck with me. That's why I wear this look, kind of the bad look, you know.
I want to get back to you. I want to get back to your voice. I want to get back to Peterborough, where you lived. But firstly, let's talk tips. What am I meant to give? It seems like people expect a lot in this town, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, like if I order pizza in my house and I haven't taken this stuff off, which is rare. I don't drive around like this. Actually, everybody in town thinks I'm Chris Angel because I kind of have this long kind of, like, I don't get in the sun much. I look like the Lost Boys. But, I mean, I kind of over-tip, I guess, if I have this on. Like, I bought a pizza the other day and I didn't hear the guy ring doorbell. It was a $20 pizza. I gave him a $25 tip. But that's because he had to come back. But, you know, if she's, you know.
Wow, so you gave him more than the pizza was worth?
Yeah, because I didn't hear the doorbell.
That's
and
insane.
He went back, and then he had to come back, so I felt bad. And
all right, so you'd kind of put him to some bother, so I get that. But ordinarily $5 would have been fine, would it, or no?
No. 20 is good on 100. I think it's 20%. I do 30. Just because.
It's kind of expensive, isn't it?
Not on the strip, though. You can get away. I mean, you could just, you know, I go Liam Gallagher. I just look and I don't even pay. I just leave. Oh, man, whatever, man. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm joking. No, but I mean, I tip just because I have 3 daughters, and 2 of them make a big mess. So I usually go, you know, 30%. And I go to the calculator, and if they're really nice, if they bring me, if my drink never goes down, I'll tip them. I'll make sure I tip them. If it's crap and she's snooty or whatever, nah, I won't tip at all. I'll walk out.
Every time you say something, I think of 4 more questions. The daughters thing, have they seen you do this?
Yeah, they come all the time. The little one hasn't. She's 3 months. I sing to her in the house, and she's a little sick, you know. She's so cute. She's like a little angel, and she's having trouble gaining weight right now. So I'm constantly, you know, doing little monkey faces to try to cheer her up because she's in constant pain in her stomach. But I have a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old, so they're all 6 years apart, and they both want to be. I just had to go daddy on my 12-year-old because I was like, you know, you gotta pull your grades up because I'm not going to college. I don't have to because you're doing it for me. I'm gonna be an entertainer. I was like, girl, you gotta try to do something. Just, what if something happens to me or.
Hey, here's a story for you. I was just in the showroom, and the most gorgeous server came over to me, and she was chatting away, and she said, I said, where are you from? She said, I'm from Texas. I said, what do you do? She said, well, I'm a trained teacher. I said, well, why are you here? She said, well, let me tell you, as a teacher, I earn $30,000. Here, I earn $100,000 serving drinks. I mean, it's a crazy world. If you're cute and you're female, you're going to earn a fortune in this town.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, some of the dudes I hang out with, if we go to a show, one of my best buddies, the director of this show, Eric Martin. I mean, if you're a pretty girl and it's a $6 drink, you'll tip her $100.
Wow.
Keep them coming. Keep bringing drinks. Yeah, it's But I'm more out to There's enough people doing that, so I generally, and he always makes fun of me because he's like, man, I'm tipping pretty girls, and there's a Vietnam veteran. We were at a burger joint somewhere out of town doing a show, and he comes rolling up, and I'm like, I'm an ex-military kid. No, I'm not ex-military, but I was a military kid, and he comes up, and this guy gives a girl $100 just to bring drinks, gives him $5. So I go right to the ATM and gave him like $200. Because, I mean, it's hot, it's like Phoenix or something. It's super hot. But I mean, I got a woman now, so I can't tip girls. I'd rather tip,
you just look at them.
Disabled people. Yeah.
Yeah, tip disabled people.
She punches me.
It's a strange world we live in.